Okay, guys, so I wanted to update you guys on Project 600 and how it's going. For those of you who don't know, I lost. And Brian Miner had a mock meet before his meet he has coming up, I think this Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday he has a meet. So he was going through his lifts, and um, this is basically the highlight of his mock meet.
Kind of risking it a little bit, but grip was not an issue, so decided to go for it. Decided to try to end this race to 600 here. Was a grinder, almost let it down there, but managed to grind through it. Was very
And so it goes without saying that I'm still going to try to get mine at some point, and even try to surpass 600 at some point during this off season. However, there's definitely been a slight change in plan. So today I went to go test this out, see exactly what I can do, what my limitations were. And so here's the thing, soft tissue injuries, like pulling a hamstring, you're straining any muscle basically. It's for a bodybuilder or anyone who weight trains, pretty much. We tend to heal a bit quicker than most people. But when it's not soft tissue, it can take a bit longer. And just to get a bit sidetracked, so Eric Helms tore his hamstring in 2009 while he was prepping deadlifting and in a caloric deficit, which means that the healing was obviously going to be a bit slower. Anyhow, long story short, he healed way quicker than his doctors projected he would. And it was so drastic to what they were used to that they were trying to convince him that no tear ever happened. But unfortunately, this isn't something that's soft tissue. This is something up here in my T1, I believe. And there's a lot of swelling going on there, and I think it's one of those things where I'm just going to have to really back off for about a month or so. So I think for the next month or so, there's really not going to be much working out per se. But I'm going to do whatever I can do in the meantime. Mostly just trying to keep tabs on my nutrition and make sure that I don't get out of shape, because I think one of the reasons that I'm able to maintain a pretty decent body comp, despite a lot of the things I do with my nutrition. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I just have a very good response to weight training, and I think if I didn't weight train and I just was sedentary, I'd be a complete slob. And I don't want to go Larry Holmes on you guys, not at all. So I'm gonna do my best to definitely keep track of my nutrition, which means I'm gonna have to start logging on MyFitnessPal again, and just make sure that I maintain as much muscle as possible during this layoff. So I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued to find out just how much I lose and then how quickly I gain it. So the geek inside me is kind of looking forward to seeing what happens, I guess. The bodybuilder in me is a little frustrated, of course, because I was on a pretty good streak, and I think I was making some really, really good improvements to my back. And I didn't want to. I actually didn't even want to pose and present it until it was really drastic. So I think my next off-season update, when I do decide to strip down and show what I have, I want to do it when I'm all withered down and skinny. Just because I think a big part of the reason I wanted to log and keep track of all these things was just to show you guys that it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to go through your ups and downs, and sometimes unfortunately, I think a lot of my um, fellow pro bodybuilders, they only like to talk about the good stuff, and or at least that's what it seems like um, to to a lot of us out there. And I kind of wanted to share my low points and how the road to success is gonna be like this. At some point, I think I'm gonna do some badass things when it comes to my career as a natural pro bodybuilder. But I think for those who tune in right then and there when I'm getting my badass award and trophy, maybe to them it's going to seem like, man, it must have always been that way. And the truth is, no, crap like this happens, and I want to document all that stuff so that I can share it with you guys, share my frustrations, the ups and downs, and just really bring up the fact that it's really not about what happens to you, but how you respond to those kind of things. So we'll see how I respond to that, and I might find it intriguing that I'm going to wither away for the next few weeks, because I tend to wither away pretty quickly just because my body doesn't like being any heavier than 150 pounds, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and maybe I won't be so intrigued by the process once it really starts actually happening. But in the meantime, I'll keep you guys tuned in. I'll try to be as honest as possible when it comes to what's going on. So yeah, this is where Project 600 is. We kind of got derailed. We were 20 pounds away, but that's why I that's why I enjoy bodybuilding. Was one of the many things I enjoy about bodybuilding is it at least for me when I was younger, not so much anymore because I've kind of learned to distinguish or realize that there's so much more to life than just pumping iron. When I was younger, it really just nailed it down to me, and it made it obvious that that it was that certain things about bodybuilding resembled the stuff that happens in real life. You think you have the hang of it, and then boom, something happens, and just when you thought you had the hang of it and you were in control, not so much. You do something to your T1. So that's it. Thank you guys for the support. We're just gonna do what we can, and I think right now all we can do is just wait, sit it out for a while. But I will be back. And by this time next year, as I'm getting ready for my first batch of shows, it won't even matter. That's what I'm going to keep telling myself anyways.